Good morning. Good morning. Well, I'm so wrong already. It is afternoon already at the Blue Bee, and I appreciate you tuning in. I tried to get my other tablet to work so I could actually read comments and do the tutorial at the same time, but unfortunately, my tablet isn't picking up internet today. So I'm just going to come on here and I won't be able to read the comments, but I promise if you have questions, I will be able to answer your questions after the tutorial is over. But for today, we are using a JRV stencil company and we are using a stencil. You can barely see it, but this is what it is. Okay, so that's the stencil we're going to use today. And we are going to make a DIY tray. So I also have these trays. And if you would like to order this kit, it is available now. You can order it on my website. Just go to my Facebook page or just send me a message and I can send you the link to this kit. It's absolutely adorable. And I am super excited. It is the workshop that we're offering this evening, but I do understand a lot of people are still apprehensive about going out in public and being around groups of people that they don't know. So I ship all my kits. So if you are interested in this kit, by all means, let me know and I can ship it to you. So what we're going to be using today is our Fusion Mineral Paint Blue Pine. I love this color. It is one of the new Fusion colors. Gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Here's another one of the new Fusion colors. This one is Champlain. So super beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. We are also going to be using mustard today. And I'm just using a chip brush to paint. I am painting out of a large container for the first part of this tutorial. And then we are also, like I already showed you, we are using our stencil, which is Pumpkin Patch. With the kit, you will also receive 2 handles as well. And you're going to receive not a whole roll of tape, but you're going to receive some tape. And you will receive some new brushes. These are my old brushes, but you're going to receive that too. Thank you, whoever just sent me a heart. I appreciate that so much. I love your interaction. I would love to see where you guys are tuning in from and what you're creating today. So, and also let me know if you want to purchase this kit because I do ship and I can ship it out to you. And you just watch this video and then you know how to do it. I'm going to flip you upside so you can watch. I do apologize for this. There we go. Okay, so like I said, we are using Blue Pine, and this is kind of like my Fusion 101 class, okay? So with Fusion, you want to make sure that you are painting dry. And right here, I already have a puddle of paint. So we want to pull that out as much as we can because to prevent paint lines, anytime that you're painting with a mineral paint, to prevent paint lines, you don't want it to be thick. Okay, a little goes a very long way, and we basically want to paint dry. Now with Fusion Mineral Paint, it does contain the primer, which is your seal coat, and then it also contains the pigment, which is your colors. And the beauty of Fusion is it also contains your top coat. So you can be assured that your project will be sealed once it is cured. And cure time depends on the humidity level. All I am doing is I'm taking my chip brush, I'm pulling off my paint, and then I am going along with the grain of my piece, okay? And once again, I cannot see your comments. I apologize. Trying to get all these technical things worked out in my new shop. And so thought I had it where it automatically just plug into my internet, but I am not tech savvy and it is not plugging directly into my internet. So I wanted to start this faster than one because I wanted you to see quickly how easy it is just to paint the base coat of this product. And I don't have the luxury of television, so you are going to hang out with me while we let this dry a little bit. It should dry pretty fast in here though, because we will need our first layer dry. And you're going to want to make sure that you are painting this very, very dry. Okay, and a dry paint is there is no excess paint puddling up anywhere on this. Okay, and as you can already see, it's already starting to get dry over here, and we're just going to go over that again. Not reapplying any paint, but we're just going over it again to smooth that out. And that is all that we need for our base coat. Usually with the darker colors, you can get away with one application. With the lighter colors, you will need more than one application because fusion bonds to the subsurface. The subsurface for this is our circular board, and it bonds to it. So it pulls the paint into that subsurface and it fuses. Okay. And I'm going to just kind of go along with my towel here. I like to add texture to my projects. And this is one way that I have found that you can add some fun texture to your project and just kind of give it a little bit more visual interest. Now, if you want it to be perfectly flat, don't do that part, but I just find it a lot of fun. Now, I'm going to tip you up so while this is drying, I can chat with you. Hi, Wanda. Hello, hello. Nice to see you in Iowa. Hopefully the weather there is doing well. The weather here in Missouri it's blue today. We have a little bit of clouds, but not much. So just a little bit. We are waiting for this to dry. It's going to take a second, but a key thing is when you are doing a stencil, you need to make sure that your subsurface, your first coat, is completely, entirely dry, okay? You do not, absolutely do not want to put wet paint on top of wet paint, because what's going to happen is that bottom layer won't be able to evaporate, okay? So that moisture is going to be stuck in that paint on that bottom layer. Well, it's going to evaporate on our top layer, right? And so it will have the opportunity to peel in between weather fronts today, so it's pleasant. I think we are too. It's a very nice day here today. So back to, we want to make sure that our bottom layer is 100% dried. And you know that it's dried. Okay. You're going to know it's dry because you're going to place your hand on there. And if it still feels cool to the touch, that means it's wet. Okay. If your placing of your hand to your project still feels cool, then your project is still wet. And you do not, absolutely do not want to put your stencil on top of that because you're doing a layering and you're not allowing for that first layer to dry. So we wait. I am a retailer for JRV, and so they make these beautiful stencils, and that's what we're going to use today. I think I am so ready for fall. I am very, very, very ready for fall, and I cannot wait until It's just the change of colors. It is my favorite thing about fall is the beauty of all the colors outside. I can't wait for them. And not only that, but I love fall food. Fall food is my absolute favorite. And the soups, I just love making soup. My husband's not a big fan of soup, but it is something that I really enjoy making. And I think fall is the perfect time for soups. So we are going to move on, and I'm going to show you the next steps. So I'm going to put you up here again. I apologize for this. I know it's such a pain, but we're going to do the next step. So we're going to line this up, and my sides, I did paint my sides of my board, but we're going to line this up. And with this, I think this is a perfect, there's nothing perfect. I think this is good. I like the placement of this. So we're now going to take our tape, which is very important, so our stencil does not move in our painting process. You can use a spray adhesive on the back if you want. I hate the smell of the spray adhesives. And I try my hardest not to use too many chemical things. Another beautiful thing about Fusion, it's low, very, very low VOCs. So you don't have to worry about all those additional chemicals being in your lungs, because unfortunately, so many paint products have tons of chemicals in them. And so when you're painting or you get them in on your skin, they're getting absorbed into your body. And we definitely do not want any more foreign things absorbed into our body, do we? Okay, so now we have it. And I'm going to show you, this is mustard. Okay, this is mustard. And we want to make sure that we're doing this very, you want to make sure that you are painting, when you do a stencil, one, that your stencil is down. Okay, that you have marked it down. But you also want to make sure that you do not have an excess amount of paint on your brush. A lot of people use stimplings, so they go up and down, but I feel that by doing so, people put still too much paint on their brushes. So by just using a regular brush, you get to manage how much paint is going on your product, okay? And I may have to get up because I want some more color variation, but we're making sure that we're going over our stencil, okay? And by going over our stencil, we are trying to prevent those bleed lines. Okay. You can also use an embossing paste, which makes this stencil, makes your paint on the under part of it, it makes it rise, so it becomes textured. And that's another really fun thing. And then you just paint over your embossing paint. But depending on your style, if you like a very finished look, you're going to want to make sure that you're getting solid lines. And if you like a more rustic look, then you can just kind of make your strokes a little bit freer. Okay. I love this blue pine base coat because my brushes are falling apart, guys. I'm sorry. I love this blue pine base coat, especially for fall, because it is such a beautiful blue. It also complements just that more earthy tone. It's not too in your face. It's a very relaxing tone, I think. So I hope you get the idea of this. I am going to run over and get a green. I would love to hear your stories about when you go to pumpkin patches. Who loves pumpkin patches? I favorite, do love them. Okay, so remember, you're not getting a lot of paint on your brush, okay? We don't want a lot of paint. You're gonna think that you don't have enough paint on your brush, but you do, I promise. So you really wanna make sure that you are dabbing that off. Okay, and we're just going in that voided area. But make sure you dab off. Now, when you're doing a stencil with um, like a cricket or something like that, I do highly recommend using a sponge. But here we're just going in our areas right there, okay? Always make sure that you go from the outer edge in. You want to make your painting from your outer edge in, going over those lines. Okay, this would be also, this stencil would be fabulous doing pillows. You can use Fusion Mineral Paint on any fabric. So that would be great as well. You can paint pillows. Super cute, honestly. So as you notice, I'm starting off my stencil and going over. Okay, so I'm not starting on my voided area. I'm starting on my plastic, the Mylar stencil area, and I'm going in. Because I want to make sure that I'm not pushing paint underneath my stencil line. That one was a little wet, so we might have a little bleeding on that one. Another thing that I love about paint is if you have an oops and you have a base coat in which you painted, you can always correct your lines. Okay? Always correct your lines if you want. I do want to show you with a sponge. Okay. This lettering area is a little bit trickier with a brush. So we're just going to grab our sponge, pull off, okay? And then we're just going to dab in there. This does make sure you have a lot more fuller coverage. And it's quicker. So if you have a very short period of time and you want to create something beautiful, using a sponge is very quick. I always like to use my lids as my palette. Probably when my paint always gets stuck. This paint is very thick. So if you are doing a Make It Christmas, which my family does often, we do a Make It Christmas where we have to make the gift for each other. We do a drawing, and then each person makes something for the person that they drew the name. So if you do a Make It Christmas, then these are really fun ideas because you can make pillowcases, you could make signs, you can make all of my kits honestly are perfect for purchasing everything you need to create your project, and then you don't have all those extras, because that's one thing. If you're not planning on making a lot of things, you don't want to have all that to store. So the DIY kits are perfect for that because you get exactly what you need. Mine, you get a little bit more paint to do a couple more projects, but so beautiful. Okay, we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're just dabbing into our paint and pulling it off, and we're gonna up here pumpkin patch. And if you have any questions, I apologize. I will answer them after I am done. And I will go over these letters again, just so I have good color saturation. And if you struggle with colors, of like what colors, my kits have a base color set, or you can do custom colors. But I always say, look in your closet first. Those are the colors that you like the most. So with this dabbing with the sponge, we are not pushing paint to the side. All we are doing is doing an up and down motion, very much a spongy motion. And we're making sure that our sponge itself is not um, overloaded with paint. So we're doing using small amounts of paint on our stencil. If you're local in the Waynesville, St. Robert, Rolla, Lebanon area, we are open. We're the Blue Bee. We are a DIY studio, so you can walk in and create craft projects. We are building our offerings daily, and you can come in and craft. Just sit at the table. Sit across from me right now and create a project. My apologies for that, guys. Okay. You could do placemats if you wanted to do a decorative tablescape. You could do placemats on fabric. You could do placemats on canvas. You could do placemats on jute using this kind of stencil. It's so incredibly easy and so much fun, and it's relaxing. I love it. Okay. Shall we do the reveal? Let me look it over. Make sure there's no more areas that I wish I would have. Okay, I think we're good. And another thing with stencils is you can honestly place it right over, where if it was a different kind of stencil, you would struggle a little bit because you'd have to rip it. These kind of stencils do not rip. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'm in love with it. I hope you love it too. There's a few little bleeds, but those no worries. I'm going to teach you right now how we clean those up super fast. So you just take your base coat and you're going to take a fine tip brush and then you can just go over those bleed marks. Very easy. You're not even going to know that they were ever there. Okay? So if you want it to be very precise, you can very easily clean up those bleed marks just by taking a fine tip brush, which is included in your kit or available for you to use at the Blue Bee. We have plenty of brushes. Okay, so we're just tidying up a little bit. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use an aging paper, or otherwise known as sandpaper. I like to call it aging paper because I just feel that it gives the product a little additional character. This one needs a little bit more of a finer brush for that one. But like I said, if you have bleeds through, don't worry about it. All you have to do is literally just take a fine brush and just go over your lines a little bit. No big deal. Or you can, if you want an additional step, you can seal it first. Your base coat, you can seal it with a top coat and then go ahead and stencil, and then you won't have any bleeds through. But I am loving this. It is so fun. This is where I painted and I knew I'd have a bleed through there. It's an opportunity to practice a steady hand, which is something that I think all of us need to do because that generally, you know, we need to practice our balance as we age and our flexibility because those are things that go away. Okay, what do you guys think? Do you like it? Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, thank you. I do really enjoy it. I think it is a beautiful piece. I'm super excited about it, but these kits are available. So if you ever want to order your own kit, please feel free to contact me. Ordering is super easy on my website. You pay and everything on the website plus shipping. And then this one I actually need to add shipping to it. But I can then very easily ship it to you. So I want to show you just with a dry set of my handles, taking my handles out and just dry setting them so you can see what they look like. Everybody thinks that everything needs that everything needs to look so perfect, but I am a firm believer that everything needs to just be made with your heart, and we need to just be grateful that we have the ability to create. I love that. So I am looking at this upside down, but I wanted to show you. You ready? What do you think? Isn't that beautiful? Could you imagine serving beverages on this in the fall? It's absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend, if you are going to use this as a raw serving tray, just put down wax paper. You can put wax paper over the top of it, and then just place your food over the top of that. It also creates for easy cleanup. Literally, if you just put wax paper or that Saran wrap kind of paper, or just lay it on the top of it. But your what is that stuff? Parchment paper. You could put parchment paper over it as well, and just put your food up, and then voila! When you're done, you can very easily just remove it, and then you have this stunning, gorgeous tray. That's you're gonna share and use all fall long. So thanks again for joining me. I hope you enjoy these tutorials, and I hope that you enjoy your time spent with me. Please let me know if there's anything that you would like to see, and we will be doing a tier tray that goes along with this very soon. So if you are a tier tray lover, such as myself, we are going to be doing a tier tray very soon, maybe tomorrow even. But again, please share my videos. I need to get the word out that I am here. I do ship, and we do DIY kits that can be shipped to you. We generally ship within a week. So we try to ship very fast, but with life and everything, we try within a week. So thanks so much for tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed your time with us again. And as always, stay creative. We'll talk to you again from the Blue Bee. Bye.